In Queen of Shadows, the stakes are higher than ever, and every choice could mean the difference between salvation and destruction. This novel maintains its consistent tone of storytelling as an Heir of Fire, but with better pacing. Welcome back to the Fantasy Shelf. In this video, I'm doing a book review of Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. Because this is the fourth book in the series, this discussion will include spoilers. If you have not read the books, please come back after reading the series. Use the timestamps in the description for the non-spoiler sections. Let's start with the plot summary. Aelin Galatinius has returned to Rifthold to destroy the King of Adarlan and to reclaim the throne of Terrasen. The city teems with danger as Aelin faces old enemies, including her former master Arobin Hamel, the king of assassins who once manipulated and betrayed her. She forges alliances with old friends like Keol Westfall and new ones like Lysandra, her rival from her assassin days. Amidst the chaos, Dorian Heaviliard battles to reclaim his mind from the clutches of dark magic, while Aedion Ashriver, Aelin's loyal cousin, stands ready to fight for their shared homeland. Throughout her journey, Aelin grapples with her past and her responsibilities, growing into her role as a leader. Her relationship with Rowan Whitethorn deepens as they face immense trials together. Meanwhile, at Morath, Manon Blackbeak, the fierce iron-teeth witch, grapples with her own shifting loyalties as she questions her brutal upbringing and the true nature of power. Will Aelin reclaim her throne and liberate her kingdom, or will the dark forces of the King and Duke Perrington consume her world? This forms the central plot of Queen of Shadows. The narration is consistently smooth and the shift between character chapters is never jarring. All the characters are on a mission, busy working through their inner turmoil and still taking action, some more so than the others. The different storylines merge seamlessly and makes for an exciting rush to a rewarding ending. Some of the conversation in the quiet, reflective moments between characters is very memorable and inspiring. There is an abundance of strong female characters, all exceptional in their own way, each a survivor with a traumatic backstory. It is wonderful to see these women put their shattered selves back together. What makes this series more fascinating is, it is not just about a lost heir battling for her throne and getting rid of a tyrant. It is challenging to rebuild the fallen kingdom as Aelin will need money, people, and other resources. I am glad there was an effort to address this issue partially. The author also showed that Aelin has the ability to think ahead and make strategic moves, willingly adapting to new plans when under pressure. These are the kind of skills needed to win political allies for her kingdom. Aelin is back in Adarlan with all her swagger healed and transformed into the queen that she is. She still retains a little of Celaena's brattier side, but she has embraced her Fae heritage and responsibilities towards her people completely. We have seen her fighting prowess before, but here I was really impressed by how calculating and intelligent Aelin really is. What she did for Lysandra towards the end speaks volumes of the generous ruler that she may one day become. But her giving up on Dorian so easily caught me off guard. Would she have made the same decision if it were Rowan or Aedion? Now, Aedion makes an adorable sibling to Aelin, and it is nice that she does have someone so ferociously loyal left to call family. The cousins do not judge each other for their past, and their banter is very relatable. I was looking forward to his reunion with Aelin. His rescue was delightfully chaotic and full of tension. I am glad their fight on the Blood Oath did not drag needlessly. Rowan had far less to do in this book than the previous one, but still his presence was very much tangible and comforting. We see a softer, compassionate side to Rowan who is torn between duty and desire. I was looking forward to his meeting with Aedion too, but their fight for male dominance was repetitive and a little overdone. Both he and Aedion played a big role in freeing magic without which Aelin surely would have died. We finally get to meet Arobin, who has been talked about so much in the last 3 novels. In the first book, I thought he was a father-like figure, a tough mentor and a guide to Celaena. It became clearer with each novel that he's nothing but a wild snake, a predator who feeds on broken spirits and children for his sadistic pleasure. Aelin striking at his business ventures was a very clever move. I would have dearly liked him to try his tricks on Rowan to see how spectacularly he would have failed. This was a missed opportunity. Keol annoyed me for more than half the book. His behavior is actually consistent with his character. He served the known tyrant for years and had always resented magic to the extent that he could not accept Dorian or Selena for who they really are. And in this novel, he holds Aelin accountable for the cruelty shown by the king and is bitter for most of the story. Though they are on the same side, he lashing out at another victim for his life falling apart is insensitive. His reasoning for not telling Aelin how to free magic was absurd. I do admire him for refusing to give up on Dorian till the very end. But at one point, I thought he was going over to the dark side and might betray Aelin. Thankfully, he came to his senses towards the end and slowly they mend their frayed bond. Dorian was almost non-existent in the story as he was trapped in his own body by a demon prince possessing him. I wish he had shown some ounce of fighting spirit without any outside help than just letting the demon feed on his grief and hopelessness. We are introduced to Elide Loken, the heir of Peranth, whose father was betrayed by his brother Vernon for his title. All Elide wants is to escape from her life and move far away, just like Selena used to crave to get away from her terrible past in the earlier novels. I think Elide is well on her journey of transformation in the next book. With cunning and intelligence like hers, she would make an excellent advisor in Aelin's court. Unlike the earlier book, I was invested in Manon's story. With her chapters, we get insights into the king's activities that the others are not aware of. Her interactions with Elide and her protective instincts taking over were interesting to read. The wild and ferociously loyal Asterin has always stood out as a more sensible and better character than Manon. Both she and Elide manage to break through Manon's defenses and help her get in touch with her humanity. Rowan's absence in the first quarter of the book felt like a void, like something was amiss. It made me realize what a strong presence he had in the earlier novel. Though he is mentioned or referred to in every couple of pages, I missed Rowan's brooding personality and his quick banter with Aelin. Rowan's reunion with Aelin was as wonderful as I imagined. I expected him to make his dramatic entry in some kind of battle, but the simplicity of it still made me smile throughout their reunion. This is something I was looking forward to since the last book. With Manon's melting heart, I felt she would make a powerful ally in the upcoming war. After all, it was Brannon who gave the Witch Kingdom to the witches. This time around, it will be Aelin who could be making the pact with the witches. But to become allies, the ladies had to battle it out and gain a grudging respect for each other. I was rooting for Aelin and knew she would win in their battle. The kindness Aelin shows by saving Manon's life is what makes Aelin such an inspiring character and lays the foundation of their relationship for future books. Caltain's story, though extremely tragic, ended on a high note. She has come a long way from being the mean, unlikable person in the first book to someone who makes an unconditional sacrifice and meets her end on her own terms, taking a large chunk of Morath with her. The trauma she went through should have shattered her soul, but the girl showed immense mental strength to have taken over a demon, becoming an important figure in this war against the darkness. Now, that's a redemption arc. When Lorcan makes a deal for Athrel's ring in return for the word key, I knew it was going to be used on Dorian. Also, it was clear that the king would have recognized Aelin by now and she was walking into a trap at the end. The simultaneous brutal battle under the clock tower raised the stakes and increased the tension. I had read these pages multiple times for the pure thrill of the moment and to visualize what an absolute spectacle the display of Dorian and Aelin's magic together really is. It is such a great moment when magic finally is released back into the world and to read the characters' reactions to it. Arobyn's death was underwhelming. After reading books after books on the cruelty this man is capable of, there should have been more drama, pain and chaos at his ending. Except for his last moments, he died a happy man thinking he had the world at his feet since Aelin was in his control. I am glad Lysandra took him out, but it was unsatisfactory and lackluster. Throughout the book, Aelin does not share her plans with anyone. This leaves the reader in high anticipation and suspense. In some cases, this didn't work as there is no explanation for the progression of the events, making the reader feel left out of the story. For example, Aelin switched and burned Arabin's will. Kaol and Nesrin cause a distraction with the wyverns. We are not shown these events, not told how they occurred. It just seems too easy and convenient. There are also some inconsistencies that bothered me a little. It is very unlike Aelin to agree to kill Dorian without even considering any alternatives. I felt this was a little inconsistent with her character. The slow build-up on the romance and passion is well done, but it came at the expense of Rowan losing a little bit of his personality. His romantic musings and thoughts on nightgowns seemed bizarre and did not go with his immortal warrior persona. Rowan continues to be a delightful presence in this novel, but he does take the back seat as an important yet supporting character only. I did not see Parrington's twist coming, but I had always suspected the king to be possessed. Now that we get the confirmation, there are some questions that need answering. The king had seen Brannon's mark on Selena in the first novel but decided to keep her close to keep an eye on her. Still, he was confident enough to send her away on missions. This seems like a loose thread in the story. I'm confused about Aelin's Fae heritage. It is mentioned repeatedly in this book that she is a mortal, but both her parents were Fae. Then why is Aedion immortal? Both his parents are Fae too. Is he an immortal demi-Fae? If he gets immortality from his father, why not any powers? The laws of immortality are unclear here, as is the telepathic bond between Aelin and Rowan. It is very different from a deep soul connection, recognizing each other's motives and needs. Here, they are having a full-blown conversation in their head. How does this work? Can everyone with soul bonds communicate in this manner? Queen of Shadows is a massive volume and took me about 24 plus hours to complete. It is a story of hope, a quest for justice, and how acts of compassion and kindness shape destinies. Even with its minor flaws, the story is addictive, with all the main characters in the end finding new purpose in a changed world. It is more entertaining than Heir of Fire, and the entire novel has a superb reread value, especially the second half. I am giving this book, with its action-packed plot and its blend of fascinating characters, a score of 8 out of 10. With its share of violence and disturbing imagery, I would not recommend this book to anyone below the age of 18. Each book in the Throne of Glass series has been improving steadily in terms of plot, character, and world building. This has turned out to be a fun fantasy series, and I'm surprised there has been no big screen adaptation of it so far. I hope you have enjoyed this book review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon.